Hi, my name is Brian, and I am the High Pop Professor. And today I have a confession to make. I like shiny cards. I know, you never would have guessed it. You've seen me show a whole bunch of refractors before, but today what I'd like to do is I'd like to share a little bit about my joy of shiny cards from the 90s that are not refractors. Because it turns out there's quite a few other types of shiny cards that are out there, technologies that started in this innovation era in the 90s, that a lot of the sort of funkier parallels of today, these shimmers and the waves, mini diamonds and the sparkle, whatever they are, they started with a lot of the innovations from the 90s, back when we had other companies. We had companies like Pacific and Pinnacle and Donruss and Fleer and all these other companies that, well, without these companies existing today, there's no real competition, and there's no push and no drive for innovation. Upper Deck doesn't have to up their game, anymore if they're not competing against Score. And so anyway, I'd like to share again. I'll turn the camera around, share some of these shiny cards, and I do want to put out there too. Really, for the most part, none of these shiny cards, except for maybe two of them, were very expensive cards. Like most of these cards were under $10. I think two of them might have been like 15. And everything else is pretty affordable. And so just throwing that out there. Compared to a lot of their refractor versions that tend to be more expensive, this is a pretty good budget option if you want something really shiny and really great looking. And so here we are. Let's go on a little shiny journey. Okay, so we're gonna start things off with a bang here with Upper Deck. And of course, Upper Deck was the master of the hologram. And here's a 96 SP Special FX Greg Maddux card with a gigantic hologram on there. And what's notable about these holograms is truly the amount of motion captured in there. So here's a picture of Greg Maddux, but depending on how you turn the card, he will actually smile at you or not smile. So we've got happy and sad, happy and sad, happy, sad. So Greg Maddux is pitching a complete game into the 9th inning. Yay! But now he has to face Tony Gwynn. Boo. But he just pitched a two-seamer painted on the outside corner. Yay! But Angel Hernandez is the umpire. Boo! And calls it a ball. But he's retiring. Yay! Anyway, so this is just such a great card. Now, of course, the downfall for all these hologram cards is that 90% of the way you hold the card, it just looks silver. And a lot of times you just can't really tell what the picture is unless you get it in the exact right light. But once you do get it in the exact right position, all the colors are there. The Cubs hat in the background's actually blue. Like the Braves bill of the Braves hat's actually red. And the colors actually will pop like that. Something else really cool about these Upper Deck cards, the etched foil. They were really known for etched foil. We had a refractor on there with a special FX sort of shimmer. And of course, the big old hologram that takes up half of the front of the card. This is the most Upper Deck of all Upper Deck cards that you could ever conceive of. The only thing you could possibly do to this card to make it more of an Upper Deck card, well, what if you die cut it? Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll die cut it. We'll make a red version that's more exclusive and a die cut one. And yeah, how does Mr. Maddux feel about that? Does he feel, yes, quite happy. Yeah, we feel good about that. So yeah, so these holograms, man, the technology involved in these cards were absolutely bonkers at that time. And so if we continue on with some more Upper Deck, and it wasn't just the motion, it wasn't just the range of motion that they captured, but the field of depth that these cards had as well. They were able to actually really fully capture it, and it was just absolutely nuts when you caught these in the right light. So here's an SPX, 96 SPX. This is a gold version. And of course, 97, they're like, well, what else could we do? Well, how about some more crazy die cuts? And so that's what they're doing here. Now this one, no matter how you turn it, he's always gonna be staring at you. Even you see the side of his head, his eyes are boring into you. It's kind of amazing how they are able to do this. And it's hard to get the right light there, but man, these cards were just amazing. But really, I think one of the most overlooked examples of these incredible holograms were actually from the Denny's hologram cards from 96. Now, they had holograms going back to the early 90s with these Grand Slam meals. But in 96, they were actually made by Pinnacle. You can kind of see it there. And what's cool about these cards is that these cards had an entire play on them. And so if you look at them, you see the entirety from the beginning of the windup to the pitch, the delivery, the throw, the ball traveling in the air, and you even get to see the catcher move his glove down to dig this thing out of the dirt after a swing and a miss. And it's kind of hard to see it on here, but if we can get it, there's the cut. There's the swing and a miss, swing and a miss, swing and a miss, all the way back right into his hand. Amazing. So these cards were just incredible. Here's a Jeff Bagwell, same kind of deal, only with him, with Bagwell, now it's the, well, it's the other side of the plate here. This is the, you know, we're swinging, swing and boom. Wow, just incredible. And this was in '96 they were doing this. This is 30 years ago. Just incredible. All right, well, there's a couple of other types of technology that they use. Next one, I'll call it dot matrix. And the dot matrix was one of the shiniest of all shinies. In fact, I think that you compare this to any other refractor, just typical refractor out there, and there's no comparison. I mean, truly, there's no comparison. Not to say that refractors aren't gorgeous cards, because they are, but so here's a, well, let's put them side by side. You tell me which one is which one's shinier. And we have a couple different examples of the dot matrix technology. So here we go. So here's a 2000 Bowman Chrome Meteoric Rise refractor for Greg Maddux. Really beautiful insert. And then I've shown this card before, but here's a Keeping the Pace. This is a well, look, this thing is just completely bonkers with how much the shine really pops on there. And I made sure to take out all the cards. I'm not keeping any of these in their sleeves, because to truly understand and appreciate the glory and the shine of these cards, man, that really just, they pop to such a degree. It's just so impressive to see what these cards are capable of. So I'm gonna keep this one over here. And how about a different one? How about this dot matrix? This, in fact, is called Stadium Club Matrix. There's a partial parallel for this set, and it's just it's unbelievably wild. It's just crazy, so shiny, so incredible. Just keep that one there. All right, we've got another one, Fleer Tradition. This one's also a variant of the dot matrix type. It's got these amazing sort of concentric circle designs that's in there, some 98 Fleer Tradition. He's also wearing these aviators in there. I don't know, it's pretty cool. And it's also embossed. He's popping out of this picture. So let's put this one here, cover up Bagwell. Then we've got the holographics from 99 Upper Deck, another dot matrix one. This one's the awesome, the AU SOM, AU for the gold periodic table element. This is the gold version of that card. It's just really amazing. You can kind of see the dot matrix it has little like refractor beads. I don't know how else to call it that, but it's one of the ways that you kind of distinguish this particular type of shine that was very distinctive from there. And the last example is actually of this technology I have to show for now is a card that I picked up at the Philly show, actually this spring. The first show I went to in a long time in person, about 20 years. And I picked up this really cool 99 Topps Power Players. And yeah, it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous shine with this. Not quite a refractor. Again, this is just base Topps. This is not Topps Chrome. You can see in the logo in the corner, it just says Topps. And so yeah, I got this one. And so these are the dot matrix type cards. All right, and so the next one we have is a little bit goofy. This was a card from 96 Topps, and this was sort of one of the power boosters, is what they called this, and they came in a couple of varieties. This one is the Star Powers subset to the regular Topps set 96. They also had some rookies from this that were done this way. Sean Casey actually has a power booster rookie as well, and there was also another subset called At the Break. And for whatever reason, as beautiful as these cards are, they were never very popular. I don't know, they didn't really catch on. The hobby just decided they didn't like them for some reason, but I just love them. I can't get enough of this glorious shine. I absolutely adore these cards. And so any chance I get, I'm gonna go ahead and grab one if I can pick it up for just a couple dollars. They are glorious and I love them. And so we're gonna switch gears and go back to some Pinnacle Brands cards. I know I showed one earlier with a dot matrix. The other ones we have are not quite dot matrix. In fact, we're going to look at this one. This is a Pinnacle Totally Certified Platinum Blue. And so the Pinnacle Certified logo is in fact refractor-like. You can see it right down. This says Totally Certified. And as you can notice, there is a peel still on this card. The name is also refractored, and this is one of those cards where it's like partially etched foil, partially Dufex, but it is just wild. The Platinum Red was the typical one, and this was the Platinum Blue. Is a little bit more limited to 1,999, serial number on the back there. And I thought that we should just celebrate by peeling this card right here. And so let's go ahead and remove the peel. There are quite a few scratches on the surface of it, and we are going to go ahead and just do it. And we are going to take this peel off of the card right here live. So here we are. Look at this. Glorious, glorious shine. Oh, look at that. We freed it from its prison, and would you look at that. Glorious, stunning surface. Whew. Perfection. I love it. That is just fantastic, magnificent. Okay, so because I did just peel this, I have a soft sleeve ready to go. We'll get this right in there. There we are. Okay, the other cards, you gotta keep them well protected. But that one, it's freshly peeled. We gotta do that. All right, I mentioned we're gonna do some more Pinnacle cards. I've showed this card once before, but this one is from Score Summit. Score was a Pinnacle brand, and it's just got this crazy shimmer on there. This is a parallel called Nth Degree. It was not that uncommon. It was maybe one in every 4 packs, very similar to sort of a museum collection type thing, but really great shine. Absolutely love it. And that was 95, I believe. And then we had 97 Score. We had these artist proofs that were just beautiful waves. And again, before this year, we had never seen this kind of refractor pattern that was done quite like this. Now, there was also a version of the artist proofs this year that just had the regular white cardstock and this gold stamp in the corner. But why would you go for a plain one when you can have one that looks like this? Man, so shiny. Oh, I just love it. All right, now the next kind was the following year in Score. This was in 98. And this was also an artist proof, but this one is quite a bit different because of the star field in the background. And the reason this is significant is because there's another set in 97 that came out. This is the EX 2000 set. And of course there's this acetate window and it's just amazing, this refractor border. And this is the set that the very first Essential Credentials came out in. But the type of holographic foil around the border of these Essential Credentials mirrors exactly the type of holographic foil that is on these 98 Score artist proofs. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you at the border, at the very bottom of these cards. I'm going to try to get it right. You can sort of see there's a field of stars, and as you move them, there's a depth to the stars where some stars will travel faster than other ones. And they created this depth and these layers in there somehow. I don't know how they did it. It's marvelous. It's crazy when you get these in the exact right light, where these stars in the background, they move, and they move at different speeds and depths. And it's marvelous. And it's one of those distinctive things about this card that just makes I think it makes the Essential Credentials just absolutely pop. And I think it was one of those things that made them so popular. But again, here's a nice budget option. If you want a card that has that same kind of shine as a 97 EX 2000 Essential Credentials, but you don't want to pay $1,000 for it, well, this one over here is about 10. So you can get that one instead. Also, funny enough, here's a Fleer Ultra from 96, and sure enough, look at the way that the words respect and those same exact star fields are traveling in the background. Same thing here. Here's another one from 97, Ultra Fame Game, and once again, same deal. So, kind of neat. It's a really heavily embossed card. It's really cool. And I think another card, aside from that, one more that is not even a baseball card, but I have to mention it. that has the same idea with the star field that moves in different directions is probably the most famous Pokemon card in existence. This Charizard from 1999, the holographic one. If you get this in the right light, and it's hard to do because it's a relatively subtle design, and I'm going to see if I can get this in the right light to show, but it's very difficult to do. But same kind of deal. You can very subtly see those stars in the background shifting and moving and traveling at different speeds when this is shifted from different angles and different light and shadow. Okay, so thank you for joining me on this fantastic, shiny journey. I have thoroughly enjoyed myself, and especially from freeing our totally certified friend from its peeling prison with the peel off. Well, it took a few years, but we finally went ahead and followed the instructions on the card. So thank you for joining me, and well, come by and check us out in our next video.